Well, I decided I'd try my other idea. My other idea is get a board, trim it, and I tried using a draw knife and that ended up, because of this is the really thin soft pine, it ended up splitting out a lot with those size chips. So I'm not going to be able to use a draw knife on this. The grain has too big of gaps and it catches and just tears giant sections off. So I'll have to just use a bandsaw, but that's fine. Bandsaw and then sanding block should work good. But then my idea was cut a notch the same size of some pieces of oak, because that will stick straight out, and hopefully that'll work. So if I glue those in like that, then I can sharpen this or sand this more to a point, and this will be much harder wearing than pine, and as long as it doesn't snap the end off, depending on how I get it glued and such, it might work. At least that's what we're gonna try. We'll see if it actually works. But this will let me get a nice edge on it, and because the grain is coming straight up instead of sideways, it'll be easier to file that edge and retain that edge. And because it's oak, it'll wear harder and last longer than the pine would. So yeah, I think that'll work. We're gonna try it at least, so see how it goes. Well, it's trimmed and sanded. Got it nice and smooth. Ended up using that and my carving vise to hold it as I was doing some of the rough sanding with the 80 grit block. And then used this thing with, I think, probably 220 or something to do a finish sand. And that gives a nice blade on it. It seems like it works good through a shirt. So I'll have to see what the boss thinks and see if she likes it or not. Better, at least better than the other one. And like I said, this one, the edge will be a lot more robust because it's oak end grain facing outward versus otherwise. And I just super glued it in the crack. It should work for at least a demo. Well, the boss tried it and she says she doesn't like it as much as the ones where I have curved fingers on the end versus the straight things. So I will go ahead. I put some finish on the top, but I'll go ahead and finish this one just so it's done. But this ends up not being a useful or desired shape, I guess, at least for someone other than me. So we'll see, but I'll finish this up and then see if anybody wants it, or I'll have yet another one sitting at my desk. But yeah, I'll have to just go back to seeing if I can make the curved ones like I did a few years ago and see if those match the seal of approval, and we'll go from there.